we got a hell of a lot of stuff to cover here today. So let's get things going with this. One of the questions we've been getting asked a lot around here lately is, John, is Ironheart getting canceled? There's no trailer for it yet. Now, of course, that's because a lot of people assume with a television show that marketing campaigns and strategies are the same as movies. And of course, they're not. You know, television shows, unless it's one of those rare examples, television shows generally don't like start marketing 6 months in advance or, you know, any kind of a situation like that.
Right.
They generally start marketing a lot closer to when the seasons drop, at any rate. But we don't have to wait anymore for the news. Because according to online scooper Daniel RPK, he just put out this thing saying, Ironheart trailer tomorrow. So we are finally going to get a look at Ironheart.
Oh boy.
Now listen, we have, Jonathan reminded me last month that we just recently celebrated our 1 year anniversary of being back in the home studio.
Wow.
And it was quite a while before that we talked about the first set images coming from Ironheart. Had to be at minimum 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I'm terrible with time, so maybe I'm wrong, but it was at least 1.5 years ago. So we're finally getting this first trailer tomorrow. And I'll just let you know where I'm at right now with Ironheart. When you introduce a character well in something before their own title project, for example, T'Challa being introduced in Captain America Civil War, that can increase excitement and hype for their own upcoming project, which of course, after that, we got the Black Panther movie. It was fantastic, nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards, made over $1 billion at the box office, yada, yada, yada. However, when you introduce a character first in something else before their own title thing, and you don't do it well, that can sap out energy and hype and electricity. One example of that was Echo. I did not like, I was excited about the Echo character, a lot of potential there. I just didn't like the way they handled her in that Hawkeye series at all. And I actually lost interest in the Echo series before it ever came out. And it turns out the series wasn't all that good anyway, but I actually lost interest in it just because they didn't set up the character well. And that, unfortunately, is how I feel about Ironheart. I think Riri Williams is a really interesting character you could do a lot of cool things with. I think bringing her in was overall a good idea. But the way they handled her in Black Panther Wakanda Forever actually made me less interested in an Ironheart series. And guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. What a great time to be a sports fan. Basketball playoffs are on. Hockey playoffs are on. It is the perfect time to jump into the action with PrizePicks, the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real winnings. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made really simple. Just pick more or less on a few player projections, like points, assists, goals, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. For example, this week, I've got Jalen Brunson for more than 24.5 points, or Jason Tatum for more than 6.5 rebounds. I love how fast and easy it is to lock in a lineup in just under a minute. Plus, they've got a couple of weekly features, like, for example, Flex Friday. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. And every Tuesday, check out Taco Tuesday for discounted player projections up to 25% off. So download the app today and use the code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. I am sitting here right now, Rob. I'm kind of in a position. I'm one of these guys right now where I'm like, it's good that this trailer's coming tomorrow, because for me, I'm not speaking for anybody else, this trailer's got a lot of work to do to get me won over. Right? And a good trailer can do it. I mean, I'm hoping after tomorrow, I'll be going, oh my God, I can't wait for Ironheart. But if I'm being honest, right now, I could care less whether this show comes out, because I don't think they managed the character well in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Anyway, we got this trailer coming tomorrow. How important is this trailer for the series? Where are you at right now in your anticipation level? And what are you hoping to see in the trailer?
I'm right there with you. I mean,
the character itself doesn't bother me. The idea, I mean, if we were going to move into an Armor Wars situation, they talked about making an Armor Wars movie and having Stark tech out into the world, but that's so not where the MCU is going right now. I mean, to me, this is a cul-de-sac of disinterest for me. I mean, the show could be great, you know, and
I hope it is.
I hope it is too. I mean, I'll cross my fingers and hope it is, but what does errant Stark tech have to do with the upcoming Avengers Doomsday or Fantastic Four? Or I feel that one of the things that the Marvel Universe did, the MCU did, doing an Echo series, again, you're going into a cul-de-sac that doesn't go anywhere. And you're asked to care about a show that's sort of really off topic. And I understand. I love the idea that they're trying to take these lesser characters and bolster them. I think that could only benefit the MCU if it's done well. But at the end of the day, where's the excitement level? There isn't even she was introduced in Wakanda Forever in the MCU, but it's not like they introduced her like Black Panther, who you immediately, as soon as Black Panther was on the screen, his father was assassinated. He's running with superhuman speed after the assassin. You have this great action sequence that introduces him, and you're like, I'm all about T'Challa. I'm all about Chad Boseman as Black Panther. That's how you introduce a character. Or the way you introduced Tom Holland in Civil War, where you have that great scene where Tony Stark goes to his apartment, and there's this, you have one of the heavy hitters meeting Aunt May, meeting Tom Holland Spider-Man, and it's endearing and you love it. That was not the case with Riri Williams. No. Even in the movie, it seemed egregious. Like, why is this tacked on? It feels like, here, this is an upcoming character you'll see in another movie or TV show. It wasn't well done. And I'm sure it was mandated. I'm sure Ryan Coogler he could have done without it, because they could have developed M'Baku. They could have done anything more with the Wakandans. But again, especially where we're at in the MCU, unless this show is great, maybe they should have held on to it. But if it has something to do with what's coming, then maybe that'll make it more interesting. But
yeah, see, you and I are different that way, right? Like, I have very little, I don't really care much if it ties into other things that are coming.
Sure,
like,
but
for example, like Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night has had zero impact on the MCU. But you know what? It was good because it was good.
No, it was good, but it also was intriguing in the sense that it showed us something in the MCU that we hadn't seen before. It delved into the whole supernatural world and man thing, and the whole concept behind it was really interesting.
Right. It was good on its own merits.
On its own merits. And I'm like, this show, everything about that show fascinated me from moment one. And with Riri Williams, we're getting somebody we already know whose technology is being used. And so it's, I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll be a great character study.
Well, you know, here's the other thing working against it for someone like me. I've mentioned this before, but I start with negative interest on what I would call offshoot characters. Right. So like, I like Flash, but I don't ask me if I'm interested in a Kid Flash movie, you know,
right? Or
Superman. I don't necessarily want a Superboy. Wonder Woman. I'm not really interested in a Wonder Girl. These derivative characters. And so now you've got Ironheart, which is clearly meant to be a pseudo, we're out of stock on Iron Man, here's a replacement brand sort of thing. And again, not to say that they can't be wonderful. They can. I'm just saying it starts me off in the negative of interest when it's just a derivative character.
The show has to overcome that prejudice you have.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
It's got to have something that's, like you said, like Werewolf by Night. It's got to have something to it that is unique, bring something new to the table. And again, I'm not saying it can't do it. It's capable of doing it. It's got the Marvel minds behind it, but it's got to execute. Otherwise, this is going to be one of those situations where I feel like they should pull a David Zaslav and Batgirl and should have just pulled it off the calendar, even though they already shot it.
Unless it's really good.
Unless it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, and I hope it's good. I go into everything wanting to love it. And there's nothing that says that this can't be great. But it has to overcome my disinterest. It's the cul-de-sac of disinterest.
Yeah, because listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to watch the debut episode. The moment it drops, sure. I'll be in front of my TV with a drink, bowl of popcorn, whatever, and I'll be watching the first episode. But my tap out hand is going to be ready to go.
Right.
I'm gonna be ready to tap out if it doesn't catch me right away. And here's hoping that it does. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? According to reports, the first Ironheart trailer is going to drop tomorrow. And I'm very curious about it because it's got a lot of work to do, because I don't think I'm alone in saying this trailer is going to have to win me over. Hopefully, maybe it'll do a great job and it'll get us interested in it. However you feel about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.